Monaco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. So I've got the accidental farmer, as I call them, Marko Babac, back. We spoke on the 27th of February from his farm in Arkansas, Independence Farm. And Marko, you have a really interesting story to tell us because one of the viewers of the Monaco 64 channel contacted you, and he basically disproved the idea that you can't eat gold. I get a lot of comments, of course, when I speak about gold and silver, that you can't eat gold and silver, but you've proven them wrong. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about it, Marko.
Oh, I would love to. This is kind of one of those stories I think a lot of people need to hear. What actually happened. Yes, this gentleman was listening to your channel, and you had me on with the title "Accidental Farmer." I'm sure you had it posted already here, so people can take a listen to kind of like. It would segue really nicely into this conversation if somebody didn't listen to it. But yeah, this guy contacted us through you, basically listening to your channel because you posted all the links down for our website, and all of our orders come in through our website. By the way, it's not like we deal with selling beef for gold or silver, none of that. I just mentioned it on your channel. If somebody would, I would not accept crypto at this time. Maybe down the road I will. Those are the words I used, but I would accept gold or silver, possibly something else too as a bartering, but those two would be my first primary choices to do bartering with, real goods for real goods, right? And I mean, it was kind of like a test run. I wanted to honestly see, I said, what are the odds this actually happens? But if somebody would ask, and this gentleman did ask me at the end after he placed an order and all that, and I can tell he was serious, okay? This was not some kind of a prank call. I can just tell. And he says, well, let me ask you this, Marko. And I was like, yes, go ahead. And he goes, well, would you accept a gold coin for half cow order, which is roughly 200? We do exactly. So for us, it would be 200 pounds of meat. Like we do exactly the weight that we say that you're going to get, right? So 200 pounds of meat, grass-fed and finished, Black Angus, raised in Arkansas, in front of my house, basically, straight to his door. And he was really interested about doing this deal with the gold coin. And I'm looking at it, and you know, Mario, I follow gold very closely, okay? Like the prices when it comes to physical, miners, everything. I'm a commodities guy. But definitely gold for sure is my primary. I love gold. That's just the way it is. But I'm not stuck in this, mentality that especially when it comes to equities, that this is the only way you got to play the market. Or for instance, I just look at it. I sleep better at night with certain physical possessions that you have, whether it's at your uncle in Nebraska, somewhere in the backyard, 10 miles from here, whatever it is, right? Just to have it close by. So I'm a big advocate of holding hard assets in your possession. And when he said that, it didn't take me more than 1 second. I responded with yes, to cut the long story short. So he says, well, I'm going to drive over there and I'm going to pick it up myself. I said, well, this is my address. You're more than welcome. I'm going to send you a cut sheet. That's kind of the process, how it works. And then the customer approves it or disapprove the list, what I have. Mostly they agree pretty quickly because we do a really good cuts of meat. The variety that you get, it's almost like impossible. Unless you really wanted something special, then we can work out a deal, right? So everything went pretty smooth with this gentleman. Like it was just no issues at all. And just within several days from our interview, he just showed up actually with his wife, and we had lunch at our house. My wife prepared stew, of course, with our meat, with potatoes and celery and carrots, with some bread to dip the sauce in. And I didn't want him to drive right back. It's a 6-hour drive, and he's an older guy, and his wife as well. And I felt like we wanted to hang out a little bit, and this really happened. And I think it's great that we decided to share this story that you can eat gold. So yes, that actually took place. I did not record it just for reasons of security and all that, because it doesn't seem like this is what my farm is doing. This was a one trial I wanted to run to see if it works out, and it did happen, and I was very happy about it, and I'm sure he did too. I'm actually going to call him just to follow up with him that he got back safely and all that.
And could you tell the viewers what the exchange rate was? 200 pounds of beef for how many ounces or gram of gold?
I forgot to mention that it was an ounce. That's why this was so easy, because an ounce of gold, like I said, went, yeah, there you go, right there. One, I can actually, I'll come back in a little bit if you want, and I'll show you guys exactly the coin. But yeah, that was it, 1 ounce. And like I said, as I'm following closely the prices of physical and all that, to me, it made sense, right? Because physical is always going to be premium, right? So I'm looking at it, it is right around the price that it would have been for the regular credit/debit card transaction on my site. So he said he had plenty of gold coins, so he didn't bother. He said it's fine for him. And I love that deal. I thought it was a great deal for me, and I think it was a great deal for him. I would not suggest that for a lot of people right now to do if they only had, let's say, 1 ounce of gold in their whole possession, to go in and buy half a cow, because I believe that the value of gold is going to increase dramatically from now in this decade. It could possibly happen by the end of this year, actually, or tomorrow when we wake up. We just don't know when the system will break, where the gold is going to be valued at. So for me, again, this was a no-brainer, and I believe for him as well, because he had gold for reasons to barter with for real goods. But don't go out there rushing right now, calling me or somebody else. Hey, I got 1 ounce of gold, and that's all you got. And you're getting some 200 pounds of meat, which is, you know, it is food, but you're going to eat that food, and that's it. This gold is going to be around.
He was an older gentleman, so he's probably been stacking for a very long time. So yeah,
Exactly.
that's one way to exchange. And it's what is interesting is that it took a video from someone speaking here near London in England with someone in Arkansas, and then the gentleman, I think he was from Oklahoma. So
Oklahoma, yeah.
yeah, so I'm really happy that I, I triggered this transaction. And thank you, Marco, for giving your time to speak to the viewers and to me about that. And maybe if you could give us some last words and where the viewers can follow you as well, not just on Twitter, but
Yeah.
your farm's blog.
Yes, but just to finish it off, I just wanted to say that I believe it is going to come down to this a lot more bartering between people. And if you live in the places like just let's just say in the country or just in suburbs, when there is a little bit more of, you're not in that city setting, you just got to be able to talk. Like for instance, when I take cattle into the processing facilities and all that, you see all these gas stations, of course, everywhere on the side of the road, and a lot of truckers, farmers, construction workers, contractors overall. That's where they hang out. And if you come in and you start talking, and guess what? I'm going to take this Krugerrand with me that I got for meat, possibly in a month from now or maybe tomorrow. And I might strike a conversation with a complete stranger and ask, would you be interested in making a deal for this gold coin to get some cows? And the point of this story, to finish the video off, is that there is no way this can be tracked unless the drones are up there right above your head. That's what I'm trying to tell people. Like, there is no middleman. Okay, when it comes to cryptos and everything else, internet is the middleman. This gold coin now can be gone tomorrow. I won't have it. The cow can be sold. The transaction is done. Here I am. What can I do? I don't have it anymore. It's done. So gold is money. Everything else is credit. And yes, you can eat gold. IndependenceArk.com. If anybody wants to reach me there, that's where we are. And also on Twitter. And I want to thank you, Mario, for this quick call. It's always my pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, very, very good point there about gold is money, and it's also private and private money, I would say. So thank you very much, Marco. and have a very good afternoon.
You too, and I hope we talk soon. Take care.
Take care. Bye.